Welcome back to Top 5.
On the hallowed heights of Mount Olympus, the sun blazed down, casting long shadows across the ancient stone arena, where gods and demigods gathered to witness the most anticipated event of the millennium, the Who Will Win tournament. This was no ordinary confrontation, it was a brutal exhibition of skill and cunning where champions from across the realms would battle to the death for glory and supremacy. In the first round, an intriguing matchup was set. Hermes, the cunning messenger of the gods and ranked 13th, faced the formidable Morrigan, the raven goddess of fate and warfare, ranked 20th. The air crackled with anticipation as the Titans readied themselves for combat. Spectators from all pantheons leaned forward, eager to witness the clash of intellect and raw power. Hermes stood at one end of the arena, his slender figure draped in golden robes, glinting in the sunlight. His winged sandals caught the light as he took a moment to gather his thoughts. With unmatched speed and agility, he was a master of strategy, known for outsmarting his opponents before they even realized they were in a fight. Across the arena, Morrigan loomed, a dark silhouette against the radiant sky. Her eyes glowed like embers, revealing the depths of her strategic mind, while her raven-like cape fluttered ominously in the wind. Known for her fearsome battle prowess and ability to manipulate fate, she was a force to be reckoned with. Her presence alone sent a shiver through the onlookers. As the gong of destiny sounded, the fight began. Instantly, Hermes surged forward, utilizing his unparalleled speed to weave around the battlefield. He darted like a lightning bolt, leaving trails of wind in his wake, constantly assessing Morrigan's movements, waiting for the right moment to strike. But Morrigan was no ordinary foe. With a swift wave of her hand, she summoned writhing shadows that danced at her command, transforming them into ethereal blades that cut through the air toward Hermes. The dark blades sliced through the arena, nearly catching the quick-footed god off guard. "Ha ha! You think shadows can bind me?" Hermes shouted, his laughter ringing out as he dodged and weaved through the onslaught, his speed belying the seriousness of the situation. He struck back with a series of dazzling illusions, creating copies of himself to confuse Morrigan, but the raven goddess was undeterred. Morrigan's eyes narrowed as she focused on the real Hermes, sensing his heartbeat, the rhythm of his breath. With a piercing screech that echoed across the arena, she unleashed a raven swarm, a furious storm of feathers aimed directly at the messenger god. Hermes responded by conjuring a gust of wind, redirecting the swarm back toward Morrigan, but she merely laughed. "You cannot outsmart fate, Hermes. I am the harbinger of both battle and death." Seizing the moment, Morrigan transformed into a raven, soaring high above the battlefield, surveying her opponent from above. Hermes, undeterred, looked up and focused intently. With a swift leap, he called upon his divine powers, propelling himself into the air to chase after her. The arena erupted in chaos as the two figures wove intricately through the sky. Morrigan swooped down, launching a barrage of dark energy blasts from her wings. Hermes expertly maneuvered out of the way, flipping and twisting in midair, leaving trails of light behind him. But then, in a daring maneuver, he closed the gap, managing to grab one of Morrigan's wings as she descended. With a fierce tug, he spun her around, but she retaliated with a powerful kick that sent him crashing to the ground. The impact shook the arena, causing onlookers to gasp in shock. As he struggled to regain his footing, Morrigan landed gracefully, focusing her energy for a decisive strike. "This dance ends now," she proclaimed, unleashing a torrent of dark energy. But Hermes wasn't finished yet. With his divine cunning, he predicted her next move, darting to the side just as the blast sped toward him. The energy exploded nearby, sending debris flying, but Hermes emerged unscathed, a smirk on his lips. "You'll have to do better than that." The battle raged on, each combatant pushing the limits of their abilities. Morrigan conjured illusions of herself, a haunting mimicry that surrounded Hermes. But with lightning speed, he cut through them one by one, each victory fueling his determination. Finally, as the sun dipped low behind the mountains, casting a fiery glow across the arena, Hermes had an epiphany. He reached deep into his divine essence, channeling all of his speed, his wit, and his focus into one final move. He would outmaneuver Morrigan and strike with pinpoint precision from an angle she would never expect. With a blink, he vanished from sight, leaving only a shimmer behind. Morrigan, caught off guard, hesitated just long enough. Suddenly, Hermes reappeared behind her, delivering a final, devastating blow that sent Morrigan sprawling to the ground. In a moment filled with silence, he stood over her, breathless yet triumphant. "You were a worthy opponent," he said, his voice sincere but unyielding. With a swift motion, he struck the final blow, sealing Morrigan's fate. The arena erupted in cheers and gasps, the crowd at the edge of their seats. Hermes stood victorious, though not without respect for his fallen adversary. He had proven once more that wit and speed could prevail even against the darkest of forces. As the echoes of the battle faded into the evening sky, Hermes raised his arms in triumph, ready to face the next challenge in the Who Will Win tournament, forever marked by the clash with the Raven Queen.